Okay, so if we want to craft a elemental spell weapon, we will first need a good weight base with a good implicit and optimally a harvest craft, but at minimum we will need a good implicit white base because when we vendor it with 40 or more quality worth of gems of the element we want, we will get +1 to that element's skill gems. So for this example, we are doing lightning gems, and we could use this for like Enki's Arc Witch. So we'll start with a +1 to all lightning gems, and that will get augged and regaled. And unfortunately, we don't have any good mods here, so we would scour it. We were looking for like cast speed, lightning, percent lightning damage, flat lightning damage, crit chance for spells, crit multi, global, and spell damage. So those are mods we were kind of looking for. And hopefully we are looking for 2 prefix and 1 suffix, and that's what we didn't get. So we'll try again. And we'll aug and regal. So we did get a T1 spell crit chance, but we didn't get it for, we don't have a second prefix. So for this example, I would probably just gamble it because it can get repetitive, but we can keep redoing the recipe and all regaling and scouring until we get something good. So we have 2 good mods here. So when we hit something like this, we want to get to 2 prefixes and 1 suffix so we can multi-mod the rest. So we will beastcraft, I think, in this example because it'll be a 50-50 to go from suffix to prefix. So I was able to get the beastcraft and I hit the 50-50. So I kept the T1 spell crit chance mod, and I got the elemental damage of attacks prefix for moving the local crit chance suffix. And for this crafting, you normally want probably at least one other mod other than the skill gems mod to be at least T1, T2. And again, it could be cast speed, crit chance for spells, crit multi-global, lightning percent damage, or spell damage. Or even +1 spell gems if you're really lucky. But for this example, we have the spell crit chance, and with that, we will multi-mod the rest. So we go multi-mod, and then I would go for spell damage. I was thinking of going with the other ones, like this, the flat chaos with spell damage, but I believe this is more damage on average, depending on what you have. But let's say you hit a T1 or T2 spell damage mod instead of this suffix, then I would not have to craft this. Then I would craft the lightning damage instead. But because we don't have a good spell damage or lightning percent damage mod, we will craft the percent spell damage, and then we will craft a suffix, and this will be crit multi. So we could do crit multi for unique enemies or crit multi. So if we want to make a +2 elemental spell scale gem weapon, we would want to have the elemental part fractured before. The spell skill gem part fractured would take much more fossil crafting to get to the +2. So that's why we want the elemental part. And once we have our fractured base with a good implicit base, we would want to regal it. And then we will fossil craft. So on average, Path of Craft of Exile says it would take around 6 attempts, but obviously it can take more. And with this fossil combination, it is Corroded, Jagged, Metallic, and Shuddering. And then we start Prime Resonator slamming, and it will take on average around 6, but obviously it can take many, many more. And unfortunately, that takes quite a bit of currency to do and time. And eventually we will get there. Oops, undo that. Okay, so we did hit it. It took many more attempts than 6, but on average we'll say 6, but realistically it's probably gonna be more. And once we have that, we will look to annul until we have a open prefix. And this may take many more attempts, so we'll just keep on doing this just to make it quickly. And so we got lucky here and we got rid of the prefix. And then we need a open suffix as well before we can benchcraft. So we will benchcraft, cannot roll, or cannot prefix can be changed, and then we can scour off to be down to, whoops. We will add prefixes cannot be changed with our open suffix, and then now we can scour to have our 2+1 mods, and then we can multi-mod the rest. So now we add multi-mod, and then we do cast speed as our suffix that we should have done previously on the crafted weapon. And then we will add prefixes, and we will do spell damage here as well. And I believe that should be good enough. There it is, spell damage. And we craft spell damage, and that's basically all we need to craft. And we are left with an open suffix, so we can probably try to all crit slam for that last mod, but I think making a +2 weapon like this will be pretty good for quite a long time.